only said one thing before I graduate. Never let your fear decide your fate. I say you kill your heroes and fight, baby, you'll cry. No need to worry, 'cause everybody will die. Every day you just go, baby, you go. Don't you worry, we love you more than you know. I say you kill your heroes and fight, baby, you'll cry. Don't you worry, 'cause everybody will die. Every day we just go, baby, you go. Don't you worry, we love you more than you know.
Think Radio. It's time for the show. We are the only radio show that has ever been featured as a prize in a box of breakfast cereal. And you're listening to us live right now. I'm Fidd Chewley, back from my hiatus. Dr. Fox, back from his. If you don't recognize us, last week was the first time you listened to the show. We're the real guys. Those other guys. Thanks, Dr. Fox. Anyway, the two of us were coming to you from the Three Golden Legs studio in the former Spanish Empire. That last song was AWOL Nation, Kill Your Heroes. Because what are heroes good for, if not killing? And unlike most of the episodes up until this point of the show, Dr. Fox and I are both broadcasting from HyperCOMM Labs. Say hi, Dr. Fox.
It's HyperCOMM Blabs, like a blabber, like where you keep your pee-pee in your blabber.
Hey, what if instead of HyperCOMM, it was DiaperCOMM? Because you poop in it.
That's not what it is? I've been using this wrong the entire time. We have the dark brooding background music now because I didn't look for the bright and cheery stuff because there's no Reverend Peas this week. There's no reason to be happy. There's no reason to try and do anything. It's just, it's not enough that, Peas just wants us to cry and feel inadequate, and like we can't be graced with his presence. Peas in his super ego state with his godhead. Well, I don't think that we're even supposed to be in the same shadow of a planet. We need to just stay underground, pull the carpets over, and just kind of scurry in like tiny insects. And that's how we need to do this show, is we need to be like insects, because without peas, what are we? And there's people in the Discord, but we can't hear them because I have that turned off right now, but maybe I can get it to work. Let's see.
There's people in the Discord right now.
No, we're not going to try that because that'll probably blow us right back out. So we're just going to have to maintain low Earth orbit here for a few minutes, and we'll have to connect as we go. Normally we get those wonderful sound checks in, but I guess because Peas, well, I imagine he wants us to talk about him. That's why he's not here. So now we've spent what time we have been on the show. We've been talking about Peas and how he's not here. And you know what? That's just what he wants. That's just what he wants.
Well, to be fair, I haven't been here in the last 2 weeks, and there was no more Fidd Chewley talk had taken place in the history of Time for the Show than it did in the last 2 weeks when I was here. And I gotta say, it was invasive. When people are talking about you on the radio and you're not there to defend yourself, I got to But Peas, I think Peas is kind of pulling a power move on us right now by not showing up. And in turn making us talk about him.
I wish you could hear the magic that I'm hearing. And I know what it is. Hold on. I know what it is. There. I think that'll fix it. Because we were time warping. We didn't even know it. But now I'm a big boy producer. Now I'm all grown up because I'm checking my messages. And so now I have to wait for the stream to catch up so I can even know what's going on. Because everyone's like, why aren't you checking your messages, Dr. Fox? And yeah, that fixed it. So now I don't have to listen to myself anymore. We don't have to hear ourselves through our headphones. But the sad part is we get no Discord.
I can't hear myself through my headphones, Dr. Fox. I'm freeballing over here.
That's just how we're going to have to do it here at the Cube.
I'm just wearing these cans to look professional. But actually, yeah, you can hear yourself. We're both plugged into the same thing with a Y jack. How come? Wait, what are you plugged
Because I was plugged in. Yeah, because I was listening to the stream. That's how I knew that we had the double echo.
Dr. Fox is a master of time control. He's doing the show live, but his headphones are feeding the stream, which is on like a 20-second delay. So instead of having his headphones as monitors and hearing everybody doing the show, including Peas, who's not here. Peas. But, yeah, he's hearing the show 20 seconds later, and he's occupying both temporal spheres at the same time. He's doing the show in quantum cast.
That means I get to eat the pizza now and finish the show in the past. I've already fixed the show in the future before they can even complain about it.
Yeah, normally only the cubic zirconium level Patreon donors get to hear you eat pizza into the microphone and slam Canada dry. No, why are you facing away from the mic? Come on, chug it in the mic.
Because I'm reading the messages.
That's what they want.
That's what I do. I turn away from the mic to breathe the messages. I breathe in all of these internets that these fine people give us. And I think we were trying to think of the word for our the name for our group of followers. I think I found it. I think it's complainers.
It's well, we have the complainer clique of followers, but then we also have our skid marks.
Ah, yes, the time for the skid marks.
The skid marks are those fans that once you thought you got rid of them, there they are again. And yeah, Time for the Show has a skid mark problem.
You know who else has a skid mark problem?
Yes.
All right then.
The inventor of Connect 4. It's the Hunger with Devil Thumbs Ride.
Well. It's time for the show. Let's just whisper gently into the ears of your children that it's time. And now it's time for the show. So, yeah, kids, old Dr. Fox here at the Wheels o' Steel Depression, and ain't no live show like a HyperCOMM live show.
Wheel of Show.
But I guess it's just we're just gonna have to move to that good old pre-taped format. We're just gonna have to give the audience what they want by actually sticking to some sort of production schedule and having to make shows.
That's right. That production schedule, and sticking to it, is the reason that we have sponsors like Family Crest, the incestuous toothpaste, and also Magnavox. I don't think I've mentioned them enough.
I haven't gotten a check from them yet.
Well, start managing your expectations, because that builds character. It's what our viewers do every time they tune in to Time for the Show.
Yeah, this isn't a show, it's a character building exercise.
It is a management it is an expectation management exercise. You want to build those expectation management muscles so you can deal with reality. And normally Reverend Pease apologizes at the end of every show, but he's not here. He's ducking out. He's forcing us to talk about him. We're not going to be able to raise the funds for the kids.
Nope.
This episode.
Sorry, kids. It's not. Pease, that's his apology for next week, is for letting the kids down.
Yeah, they like Pease. I mean, Dr. Fox, he's the funny one. Pease is the one the kids like, and I'm the sexy one. And without Pease, we're just hilarious and totally hot. You know?
That's the two things that Pease has always tried to be.
It's a recipe for dead children.
He's gotten one of them.
It's a recipe for children in need who don't get what could possibly save their lives.
I mean, we had plans.
Hilarious.
We had ideas for like games, and we had ideas for inclusive topics that Pease was going to know about. I mean, it was just a magical show of, letting Pease know that we were there for him, and that we wanted to be friends, and that we wanted to work together. And I guess just, I don't know, Fidd, how's that spit in your eye tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know whether to defecate or recalibrate my timekeeping device. That's pretty much my
look up at the wall. I bought all those clocks so I'd know what time it is in every time zone, because I wanted to know. And look, just second after second that goes by, it just reminds me that Pease isn't here. And it's just more time going by that reminds me that he doesn't care. This is all just some laughing game of his, some sort of, I guess it's some of that Utah mysticism. I guess this is some sort of voodoo that we get, the voodoo that Pease do. And he's hexed us out there in Mormontown. He's got his magical underwear on, and he's summoning up, like the ghost of Brigham Young to come out here and give us a bad time. Our socks are gonna always be wet, and our wagons will always be on fire. You know, what did we have to do to deserve the wrath of Brigham Young at the hands of Utah peas? It just doesn't seem like a Christian thing to do. Utah peas.
Well, the whole point of having Peas on the show is that he sucks so bad that he brings the quality of the show down, and then we pass the savings on to the viewers. You know, that's the whole thing. We get him on, he shits on it, makes the show terrible, and then save on the market value of the show, pass that savings on to you.
Yeah, last week's show was only 1 hour long, and he had 3 co-hosts. How many co-hosts do I get? Sometimes 1.
Yeah.
No thanks to you, assistant coach, stepdad, quitter.
I died. How dare you? I was dead. Did you listen to the last couple of shows?
Yeah, I was there.
I died. What's your excuse?
I was working with peas. Free handing it. Free peas in it. And now, because we didn't get the mystical sound check on the sacred airwaves on time, if he does show up, he doesn't get to be on the show. Because we heard how the whole thing was blowing up. So I don't know what we're going to be able to do here. We're not going to be able to include peas maybe ever again. How does that make you feel, Fidd? Knowing now that after HyperCube's gone this far, that it's just, we've got to put our sails to the wind and fly out peasless.
Well, it's not about how it makes me feel. The fact of the matter is I am forced in the position of, Peas was already on a probationary host status. And now I'm compelled to put him into double probationary associate host status. And my hands are tied here. You know, this isn't my decision. I'm just complying by the bylaws of Free Think Radio as set forth by Dr. Ellis.
And he's a Canadian, so he's got like the legal right to do practically anything. He's a sovereign Canadian.
He is. Do they have sovereign citizens in Canada?
Yeah, they're called beavers. Here's a song about peas.
Little girl, I've been off the gone, rubbing on the bulls, making
They're falling into guru removal? I don't get that. How do you fall into guru removal?
Normally by being less buoyant than it. That's the first rule.
Newtonian guru removal.
It's time for the show. Oh my God, it's Fidd Chewley and Dr. Fox. They weren't there last week. They were there. One of them was there the week before. Both of them were there the week before that.
Yeah, it's just the rotating weeks of who's going to show up.
And now both of us are actually broadcasting on Freethink Radio from HyperCOMM Studios. We're both in the same room. I can reach out and squeeze this little...
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Get it. No. Oh, my God. This is why we bring paper towels in. Jesus Christ. I'm covered in this. You're disgusting.
Nothing a little club soda won't take out, Dr. Fox.
Well, all I've got is secret club soda. So, yeah. That's all I got.
How come with you the glass is always half broken?
Because I'm very clumsy.
Sometimes
I shouldn't be trusted with anything. I really shouldn't. I think this show is pretty apparent.
The glass isn't half broken. That jagged piece of Pyrex is half intact, and it's still perfectly good to drink out of. Especially if I'm standing right behind you, about to smack you in the back of the head.
Please set that down. Gently. Gently! It's radio. You don't know it, but it's radio. And hey, I think I heard, was that the belch of a darling Doktor Cosmac, maybe?
Caller.
Can you guys hear me?
A little bit.
Working?
Caller, turn up your radio.
Never
Hello?
had this problem, do we?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you,
I can hear you.
Well,
but
hi.
just barely.
What the heck? Like, I don't know, man.
All right, it's
thought you guys
everybody's
couldn't hear me.
favorite part of the show. Ken, the host, here, Doktor Cosmac. Feel free to play along at home, everybody, while Doktor Cosmac, Dr. Fox, and Fidd Chewley.
Well, it's great to
Attempt
be on the
to-
show, fellas. Great to be here.
You're back
Despite
on the show.
absence of Pete.
Convey their
You've never
level
been
of
happier.
audio
Make sure you let them know it.
communication.
Let them know what a privilege and an honor it is.
I used to not be on the show, and it was the worst time of my life. But then I got on the show, and every door was suddenly open before me. Truly a grand.
Well, Dr. Cosmac is doing something that needed to have been done a long time ago and is finally getting some steam, which is making a sub-genius video game.
Indeed. Yeah, we're working on background art, we're working on programming, we're working on making a cheap demo using photographs from the last X Day.
Yeah, that's the
It's
one I was
great.
showing him earlier. So Fidd's gotten caught up on the demo, and now that I'm not dying with super AIDS, I can jump up and resume my duties
Indeed.
because I'm a good boy.
Yeah, he was trying to show me the game before we went on the show, but I was trying to make a post on Scrub Genius that the show was going to happen, and it took me about 2 hours because I was fretting over the language that was included.
Was
Yeah,
it
no.
not suitable for radio,
Check,
or what was the problem with it? I'm sorry if I'm not coming through very clearly.
Am I coming? There we go. Wait, we went out.
time for the show!
Time for the show. We've just been relieved from the sphincter of Free Think Radio after a heavy bout of technical constipation. But we're back, and you are listening to us live. It's time for the show, the only show that's pumped 24/7 into the tomb of the unknown soldier. I'm Fidd Chewley. Dr. Fox is over here. Actually, Dr. Fox's ghostwriter is over here. And we have Dr. Cosmac still? No! He went out. But that's okay. Because we're back with all of that content that you've learned to tolerate. We have the script that you have, where you can play along with the show at home. We have the Truth-Otainment segment. We have Blind Eyes. We have viewer mail. And we have some Patreonies that are crawling at the door, right?
Literally crawling out of the
clawing as they crawl at the door.
Cosmac is back.
To get on.
Yes.
To free... Just like Cosmac here, he like a rat snuck his way up through the toilet.
Well, it's like clawing your way up through a big pile of dirty laundry. Just keeps getting all over you, and it smells really bad. And you just have to keep clawing your way up through it, and it never ends, and you feel like you're suffocating. Until finally you burst through and reach the show that it is time for. I don't know. That's what it felt like to me.
Well, if that's what it felt like to you, then that's your truth. Hey, Dr. Cosmac, could you do me a favor and go stand right over there by that big red X on the floor?
Over here?
No. That you see that big red X?
You mean this
one? Yeah, right
not
in the middle.
Not the other one. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this right?
All right. A little to your left.
All right.
Yeah. Right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I waiting for something? No.
Yeah. Take one hand. Cup your nuts.
Okay. Cup.
Take the other hand and sign the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, I'm a little rusty on my ASL here, but I think I can manage it.
Wait, you're not wearing a hat, are you? Take off your hat.
Not to my knowledge.
You better not wear a hat when you sign the Pledge of Allegiance. That's unpatriotic. When you're cupping your nuts...
That's communism. That's flat out communism. Hats in the pledge. No,
Well,
I say nay. Nay.
Depends on what kind of hat it is, right? Like if
Is
it's
it
a new
nice
Shanka,
hat?
that would be some communism. But I don't know if it's what if it's like a
Communism is shower
Fuddruckers hat.
caps.
What if
How
it's a
dare
Fuddruckers
you.
hat?
The Chromium level viewers who have the video cast of the show will note that I am wearing a modified shower cap right now. And Dr. Fox's last comment was a direct jab at me. And you know, things are already tense enough because we're both broadcasting from the same room right here. And,
I'm angry.
Yeah,
tensions
luckily
are high.
I'm out of reach of both of them.
I'm really angry.
To worry about.
I'm off the wagon again. I may start at any time. I might just start beating somebody with love.
Oh, I can sit back in Radioland and satisfy myself. I'm well out of reach of both of these radiophonic valued colleagues. Yes, valued radio colleagues.
I'm gonna put that on my name tag. Hi, my name is Radio Cretin. RadioCretin.com. That's our next. Don't forget to register that.
That's the new venture.
Yes, Subgeniuses isn't gonna pay out.
Stink tag. So the deal is, Dr. Cosmac's a for realzio scientist, but he's also making this Subgenius video game.
Yes.
It's loadable, and there is content right now in like a what do you call that? A delta, epsilon.
I would call it a.
Is there an epsilon
shitty-
version of the game?
I would call it a crappy demo of the graphical
CD.
user interface.
But
But there is a Bob. You can like click on stuff with the Bob, and then Bob's head gets bigger, and like you can make his eyes bug out, have him talk or lick things. It's really a whole lot of fun.
so the idea is that it's an X-Day game.
Yes, this will provide the complete digital X-Day experience from our computers to your desktop home computers. Our computers are better than yours, but we're making this backwards compatible with everything up to and including the Commodore 64. And
Yeah, we're
similarly,
gonna have that Amiga port any day.
yeah, I hear Reverend Symphaltimus is working on the Amiga port for his Super 500 megahertz or whatever it is Amiga.
So talk about what the look and sort of the play style of what the game is going to be at this point.
Well, in terms of the art, I think I would prefer to Dr. Fox art direction.
Yeah, I got a title. Oh, well, let me finish my pizza.
But it's like old school graphics, right? Like a DOS game or something like that.
Yeah, it's more simplistic.
Yeah, reminiscent of adventure games, which are having a renaissance right now. I think the time for
We have a professional art industry term for it. It's called easy. In fact, the main character, he's a robot with a wheel that rolls. That's so I don't have to draw any legs walking. Think smarter.
I was so
not
lazy
harder.
making the demo
I
that
automatically
I didn't even
kicked myself out of the Subgenius by doing that.
Yeah, you just need two frames where the wheel in one frame is 45 degrees offset, then the wheel in the other frame. Just run them back to back.
precise.
Witchcraft. Animation witchcraft.
But yeah, to do a regular character, even just for the 4 cardinal directions, like you need a different animation. I mean, you can flop the left and right if you make the character symmetrical, which is another technique.
Which we're not doing. We're going for asymmetry here.
Going for full asymmetry. All right, let's do it. So does he have like an antenna sticking out of one side of him, or?
Yeah, I think the
Tell us
right
more
head
about
has
this
the
robot.
antenna coming down. Yes, the Robob. The Robob
Robob.
2000. Because it's futuristic.
Right,
Well-
and there's some kind of Well, no, go on, please.
There's already a loadable version that Dr. Fox was trying to show me earlier while I was working doing show stuff. But
yeah, he was working really hard writing that one forum post.
No, but I already saw it.
It was the world's most involved forum post.
There's already a loadable file, some graphics, some interfaces and interactions, and if it's something that has been made for a long time, a Subgenius video game.
Well,
and,
here, let me tell you guys. Being knowledgeable about like the last real great creator of Subgenius video games was probably what the hell is it? Lamprey System, which created some wonderful games, including like Mac Jesus, where you could talk to Jesus on your computer and have forgive your sins digitally. He also had a couple of adventure type games that involved driving Mad Max style across the Midwest, which had a lot of Subgenius content. But yeah, there really hasn't been a concerted effort to make a Subgenius game since the early 90s.
Game is going to feature an element for the first time in Subgenius games.
What would that be?
Payments.
Aha!
You're gonna. Don't worry. You only have to put your card number in once.
Yep, and for the gold certified platinum members, we offer a special price whereby the game will come with a button you can click on at the very beginning that will instantly solve all of the puzzles for you, take you to the end of the game, and show you the final cinematic. I don't know if I'd call it that. It's not going to be that great, but the final ending. And that's for, again, the
not the fake
top
ending.
tier members.
The final
Pardon?
ending.
Right. Well, of course, this is going to be like a Chrono Trigger sprawling epic with like 12 different endings, including like the dinosaur ending. You know, the
not
space
to drop
ending.
too much inside knowledge, but the marketing strategy we have is that for the people that download the game for free, they have access to the micro payments. But for people who subscribe for a monthly rate, they're allowed to make macro payments.
Right. Well, it's a spectrum. You know, it transitions from the micro into the macro as the pledge level increases.
Well, you got to pay for that macro payment privilege.
You got to pay for that.
Don't just let anybody give
right,
us large amounts of money. You think you're good enough to give us large amounts of money? No, we'll take your 99 cents, but what makes you think you're good enough for us to take larger?
Yeah, why don't you put your money where your money is? You know?
No, you should take your money and put it where your mouse is and mouse on over to HyperCube and click on that Patreon link and give us a ton of money. Although I guess we can't say that on the radio.
Fork it right over. No, you totally can.
Oh,
this is an NPR. That's not payola. You can totally tell people to give us money on the Patreon, which you can.
Fantastic.
And it's Patreon processing day,
and it's
which
so
means that we
easy.
have we're only supposed to give these weekly shout out guys a weekly shout out, but we've been giving everybody a shout out for the past couple of weeks because they're cashing in on it. They're getting it while it's good. We're not going to have this room forever. But
this is the kind of thing where you really want to get in on the ground floor, put in as much as possible, as early as possible, ride this thing all the way to the top.
Right there, Caller 23 and APO Stacy Fenord, they get weekly shout-outs because we have our we've got two tiers here, the potassium level and the AstroTurf level. But we're also going to give shout-outs to Reverend 80 and Dr. Cosmac and Rhett Altman. You guys get your shout-outs. I guess Rhett said no reward. He didn't need a reward. But he's getting a shout-out now with his with his name.
Well, as we know,
Doktor Cosmac, just such a nice guy.
As we know, payment is its own reward.
Exactly. And if you like goofy chat boxes with pictures of scabs, well then get on over to the HyperCOMM Discord. And if you're a listener,
even feature you. Yes.
You can check in to your account settings there on Patreon, and you can claim your bonus settings. So if you're in our HyperCOMM tonight, make sure you get your hyper donor status and all your free pictures of scabs. The scabs, they're there. They're waiting for you.
Delicious.
And that's for our rehydrated scab level, $4
Juicy,
or more.
Mouth-watering.
Everybody up.
Yeah.
So, Fidd's locked himself out of the Patreon, I guess. But that's not the Patreon anyway. It's a separate
Did he get his
email.
head stuck in the pork smoker again?
We're smoking some pork, all right. It's gonna be delicious. Reverend 80's gonna smoke some pork for us.
You know, there's a reason I call it the Three-Legged Studios. You know, on that rare occasion where I actually do the right thing and, mention Free Think Radio and
I keep telling him it's still
and
not
bring
the
the
right
song
thing.
in and say who the song was by and then mention the time and the traffic and the weather and do all the things that a fake radio host would do if he was on his game.
I'm looking at pictures of naked people. That's what I'm doing. There's Urkel. I love a nude Urkel. A nude Urkel. That's hard to say. Nude Urkel. Would you guys like to give that a try? Nude Urkel.
You just have to pretend that you're saying the name of a city that's New Durkle. Like there was a city named Durkle somewhere. And then a bunch of people left it because of religious persecution. And then they founded a place called New Durkle. And that's how you say Nude Urkel. Revisionist history is a really useful mnemonic. Whoa, was that a time warp? No, wasn't time.
Which revision have they reached in history so far? Because I know those historians have been working at it for a long time.
This one's the right one.
Please update your history firmware.
Dr. Cosmac, did you happen to get a good view of the super death moon the other day?
No, I did not. It was overcast.
I couldn't see anything because I was dying.
Were the rays affecting you, or?
Well, I feel like they were amplifying the mutant gene of the bacteria that I had been hosting in my body, and that was rough. Wasn't the most fun, but if there's one thing that I've learned, it's you can pee it out. And if you just believe, you can pee it out. And eventually, yes, I was able to pee it out as well.
Clap your hands, everyone.
I believe.
You can pee it out, and then somebody else can drink your pee, and they can, catch your inspiration. They can.
It really just gets more and more potent with each cycle, right? Like it gets stronger.
It's like homeopathy. Every 10 times you pee, make sure to bang it. Gotta drum up that pee. All this pee talk. It makes me angry.
Well, it's because it makes us think of who's not here.
Yeah, what a guy. Just coming around, just be like, hey guys, thought I'd come in and be the star of the show today. I'd be like, oh yeah, here comes old Utah Peas. Old red carpet peas.
We know a remote farm in Utah where peas lives.
And Peas
Every
is supposed
July.
to die at the end of the
Disappear.
show. And he's not here. He died before the show started. That's...
Findus freeze the peas at sea.
No,
Added
I'm trapped inside the peas. Where are the peas?
warped.
They're in Utah, right?
Well, you know, when you look up Utah peas, the first picture you get is peas.
Is
And
that does that mean that he's in Utah, or does that mean that his biker name is like Utah Pete?
I think it's more like he is Utah. Like he is an embodiment of the state of Utah.
He didn't seem like that much of a Mormon.
But how many Mormons couldn't you get into Utah before it's no longer Utah and it's actually like a secret religious state? Like we're gonna have to draw border lines around Salt Lake City.
Oh god, I'm trapped in a time loop again. Something's gone wrong.
Which
with
time
Discord.
loop?
How many Mormons couldn't you?
I don't know which type loop you're referring to.
Before it's
I can hear it.
longer Utah, and it's actually like a secret religious state. Like we're gonna have to.
I
The
can
only
hear the
time
delay.
loops that I'm trapped in are the ones that are trapped
Oh
inside
god,
of
I'm
time
trapped in a
loops.
time loop again. Something's gone wrong.
Which
with
time?
Discord.
And if you have to think about what's going wrong, then you don't know which part of the show is actually the one that's moving the right way. Can you hear that other part coming through?
We're gonna have to. The
I
only
hear
time
that.
Don't
that
address
I'm
the
trapped
time
in
warp.
are the ones that are trapped inside of time loops.
Don't address the time
You
warp.
have to think about what's going wrong. Then you don't
Don't address the time warp.
the one that's moving the right way.
Don't address the time warp.
Don't address the time warp.
Ah.
What's going wrong? Don't address the time warp.
Dr. Cosmac.
Yes.
You made your way here, but what makes you think you're going to be able to find your way out?
Well, I just have to click on the... Oh my god. Where's the cursor? Where's the mouse? What's happening? I put on those VR goggles. Last thing I remember.
You know, the best thing about those VR goggles is when you're watching porn with them, they block your eyes from receiving your giving forth of recreational and or reproductive DNA encasing substance. You know what I mean? I don't have to wear safety goggles anymore.
Hey, I just got a message from Pete.
Peas? Who's that?
Pete,
I've never
some
heard of
guy
anybody named
named
Peas.
on this Discord thing, he just sent me a message. I don't know. He says I can't get in.
He must have locked himself out of his house. Oh well.
Oh shit!
Tell him to call a locksmith.
All right.
I'm glad he was able
I'll forward
to get
that
in contact
information.
with you.
Call a locksmith. Doc,
Yeah,
Doc
we'll
says-
provide live updates and make sure that Peas is safe. But I don't know,
Okay.
kids. I was worried there
we're on
for a
Peas
moment.
Watch. Hour 2 now.
Hour 2 of Peas Watch it is. Well, I guess we have another song
Peas
to play.
Watch 2018.
Yeah, we'll be right back, kids.
The missile knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, or where it isn't from where it is, it obtains a difference or deviation. The guidance subsystem uses deviations to generate corrective commands to drive the missile from a position where it is to a position where it isn't, and arriving at a position where it wasn't. It now is. Consequently, the position where it is now the position that it wasn't, and it follows that the position that it was is now the position that it isn't. In the event that the position that it is in is not the position that it wasn't, the system has acquired a variation, the variation being the difference between where the missile is and where it wasn't. If variation is considered to be a significant factor, it too may be corrected by the GEA. However, the missile must also know where it was. The missile guidance computer scenario works as follows. Because a variation has modified some of the information the missile has obtained, it is not sure just where it is. However, it is sure where it isn't, within reason, and it knows where it was. It now subtracts where it should be from where it wasn't, or vice versa. And by differentiating this from the algebraic sum of where it shouldn't be and where it was, it is able to obtain the deviation and its variation, which is called
Uh-oh, it's time for the show. Hi, kids. Welcome back. It's time for the show. I'm Dr. Fox. This is a microphone, and I can hear myself in my headphones, so I have to just keep going with it. Lord of mercy, it's a good time.
Blah, blah, blah.
And Fidd's here.
That's right. It's time for the show. It's happening right now. The process is at its complete pinnacle, apex, zenith, optimal, explosive potential, happening now, live, with a 20-second delay for those of you that are listening, on freethinkradio.com. We've hijacked the stream from Dr. Ellis. He turned his back.
We got that knife right in there, nice and good. Got a good knifing right there, in between the shoulder blades.
And all of you are biting down on your time for the show proprietary brand popsicle sticks.
And he dropped out. I brought peas in. I was a nice guy. And he's like, no.
Don't play games with me, peace.
I don't want to be on your stupid show. You know, that's it. So I'm glad he made it all the way here to mock us. That's what we get for being nice guys, Fidd. We're nice guys. And this is what we get.
Don't let anybody ever say that we're not nice guys. Well, we're coming to you from HyperCOMM Laboratories. Both of us.
Yeah, that's why we get to hear ourselves in the headphones. Have to get used to that. But that's why we can also hear them. And that's Dr. Cosmac. He's on the screen.
I'm here.
Dr. Cosmac was on the show last week with
well, I'm not really here. I'm actually sitting in a room very far from you, the listener, but through the magic of radio and computers, you can hear my voice.
That's right, Dr. Cosmac, the producer Elissimo of the Subgenius video game, the X-Day video game.
Yes, X-Day the game, the demo, the trailer.
I've seen what it is right now. It's going to be awesome. If you want to submit your ideas for the X-Day video game, send them for time for the email at gmail.com. That is
ideas, money. We also take money.
Or do the work.
Or art. If you want to do some art or music, we can use art and music people.
Yeah. If you have any ideas for the show, write it on a $100 bill and send it to, Pease normally gives his actual physical address out on every show.
Maybe that's why he's not here tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe Pease finally got swatted.
Maybe it finally caught up.
4chan got him. Oh no, 4chan got Pease.
Picked him up.
I said 4chan on the show.
It says he's in HyperCOMM.
Well, yeah, but we're not in HyperCOMM. We're in the Cone of Silence. We're in the cool kids room.
Well, tell him to get in the...
I brought him in. He left.
Why is it called the Cone of Silence? I mean, I can hear you guys just fine.
Because you're in the Cone of Silence.
Oh, right.
It's a magic cone.
Quiet.
Don't you want to be in my cone?
Excuse you.
I've
One of
got
those
everything
cone
named
heads.
after, like, geometry puns, and I
All right,
failed high
do
school
I have to
algebra.
invite him in?
Oh, I can. You want me to bring him back in? Because he left last time.
Well,
Here
I
he
can't
is.
yell at him if he's not here.
Well, he's here, but I don't know if he's listening. And you have to yell over here.
Say it
I
ain't
have to-
so, Pete. Say it ain't so.
Yeah, I guess Peas is dead.
Yeah.
Peas is dead. That's the only excuse.
Man, it seems like every week one of us dies. Week after week after week.
I didn't get to die last week.
One of the three of us.
I actually had to sit here and push the buttons. I might not have been on the show, but I was still running the show. You're welcome, Patreon subscribers.
Doc
That
Fox
feels terrible.
and Fidd Chewley have both died for your radiophonic sin. And
Don't even
isn't
get
it-
a thank you. They just want, when's the next show? Aren't you excited? That's where we've made it. They're demanding the shows from our dead bodies.
Well, Dr. Fox will back me up when I say that I gave my life at Normandy for the viewers of this show. And there is real
Little known
footage
fact.
that Dr. Fox and I and Reverend 80 and Aster 6 went out and filmed, which is available to, I don't know what, nickel cadmium level subscribers.
Yeah, that's available.
I've
On our
witnessed this
Patreon.
footage. It's all authenticated. It's real. Fidd Chewley is a genuine veteran of the Second World War and should be treated with more respect than I see people treating him with in this video. It's frankly shocking how disrespectful people are to this hero of our country's storied military past.
Yeah, let's send it to Dick.
They were disrespectful. I mean, you may think, no, Fidd Chewley, there's no way that you were at D-Day. But when you see this video footage of me asking people for money in the name of my sacks at D-Day and them turning me down and discriminating against me based on my age, just assuming that I couldn't have been there, based on the fact that I'm not old enough to have been,
It's really disgusting the way
that will
people
make a
treated you in the
believer
video.
out of you.
Please go online, look up the website, look up the YouTube, whatever it is. Do you have a link for us there, Doc Fox? Or
Well, yes, but this is a very precious link. We've been holding on to this link.
yes, it's only available at the Cheeto level, or was it the brick level? I
Well,
forget.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put the video up at timeforthewebsite.com. And everybody that wants to see this video, it's gonna be on our website. And you can come see it.
For
And,
24 hours.
yeah, you wanna...
23 and a half.
Give
23 and a half hours.
So we've got it. You can watch it. And I'll put it up by the time we're done with this episode. Let's see if I can just do that now.
This
So,
video will shock you. You would
But
not
yeah,
believe
we're putting it up.
how
America.
terribly our veterans are treated. This will really knock the socks.
People are monsters.
Shameful. Shameful.
See, Dr. Fox is taken off base by the delay that we have in our headphones, but I have performed the national anthem at a number of Major League Baseball games in the stadiums. So I'm accustomed to the delay that is just a natural byproduct of the side of the stadium and the echo and all that, you know? So but Dr. Fox is actually listening to the stream that is occurring.
Was that what they were playing yesterday? Was that the baseball? I don't really follow sports too much. It was like the Super Baseball.
Super Baseball.
Yesterday didn't happen. That was
the best baseball.
HyperCube Heroin Day.
Ah, so it was all just a mass hallucination.
No, it rained down here, and it was just that kind of weather that like there was just opiates coming out of the sky.
Yeah, that'll happen down there. We don't really get opiates. We get more up north here. We get more like amphetamines. We have giant amphetamine clouds. But yeah, here down south, the giant opiate clouds, opiate hurricane.
Opiate and Anthony. Oh, was that happening?
Oh yeah, I'm getting it. I'm setting it up. Don't worry. I was letting you guys just drive the show.
Well, it's okay because we're in safe harbor now. Now that it's 11:15 Eastern Standard Time on Freethink Radio, we are now allowed to say the word knob.
Knob?
Totally legal.
And they can't do a gosh darn thing about it.
Careful.
Well, that's only in Commonwealth countries, right? Can't say knob.
Yeah, it's called the Commonwealth because, they say, hey, if you didn't bring enough knob for the rest of the class, then you don't get to have yours.
Sorry, can we clarify for our radio listeners what word we're actually saying? Is it knob? I'm hearing N-O-B.
Yeah.
November Oscar Bravo.
Kilo November Oscar Bravo.
Ah, okay. Because I was thinking without the kilo, it's more of a. Well, it's a.
Well, without the kilo, it's not a party.
Well, it's a part.
Dr. Cosmac, did you bring enough knob for the whole class?
Oh, more than enough. Believe me.
All right, I'll call your bluff.
Well, look right here. I'll just open up this giant bag. You can see, got plenty of knob in that stack for all the little kids.
There's nothing like a sack of knobs. Do you prefer knobs, like real knobs, or a sack full of I can't believe they're not knobs?
I can't believe they're knob butter.
Because I'm watching my figure. I'm very spiritual now. I'm getting into spiritual things, and I've been using I can't believe they're not knobs. And
is that a good system? Does that work well for you?
Well, I'll tell you this much. I feel a lot better than the people around me. I feel a lot more better than the people around me.
Well, hey, that's because you are better than the people around.
Well, when I was using real knobs, I felt better than everybody else. But once I switched to I can't believe they're not knobs.
And you too, the listener, can be better than all of those around you simply by subscribing to the Patreon. And
I'm morally invincible. I'm morally invincible.
Immorally mortal. Or more immortally immoral.
The footage is now available, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, the footage of me, a World War II veteran who gave my life at Normandy for your freedom and for time for the show, is now available courtesy of HyperCube Laboratory at subgeniuses.com or timefortheshow.com.
Timeforthewebsite.com.
Timeforthewebsite.com. See,
be careful.
now I'm Peace. Now I'm Peace since Peace is
Yeah, don't
usually
worry.
one
I'll
that-
do my
that
my
F's
minimum
up.
effort of correcting you.
Yeah. But it's there, and you can see my valor getting stolen by a number of commie B-words.
Bears? Oh
Come
God,
on,
we can't say
dude,
bears on the
dude.
radio. I forgot. I'm so sorry.
It's Canadian radio. The Bears are kind of a majority of the voting bloc up there. They have a strong demographic. That's right. It's Canadian radio. It's Free Think Radio.
I keep forgetting about our 30% of our listeners are actually Canadian, right?
30%.
Or 31%. I didn't look at the last demo.
Too
sheet.
many.
Did you get that?
Too many Canadians.
No, nobody listens.
Too many Canadians spoil the food.
30% of zero is still zero, Dr. Cosmac. You're a scientist. You should know that.
Yes, but it's a bigger zero than 20% of it. Or 10% of it.
Oh, man.
There are zeros of different size. What's the magnitude of your zero, Sid?
The magnitude of my zero is directly proportional to the aspect ratio of the character dimensions that are displayed on the screen.
Would that be the regular
You need
ones
more
or
than that?
Or the special? Would that be the regular characters though, or the special characters for dyslexic?
Here's the zero popcorn fact of the week that I like. The prime numbers, right? There's infinite number of them, but the percentage of real numbers that are prime is zero, even though there's an infinite number of them.
Right, because it's a smaller infinite number than the infinite number of all numbers.
Yeah, because as the number gets higher, the number of primes is a smaller percentage.
That's a commonly established thing in math, that there's different magnitudes of infinity, and that's how you work out like which part of the equation will go to zero or whatever. But I contend that there are also different magnitudes of zero itself. How much nothing more than some other amount of nothing.
Well, okay. Well, what if you had 0.0 repeating, but then a number after that 0 repeating? So like a 1. So 0 repeating, and then a 1 that wasn't a part of the repeating.
After it was done repeating for infinity.
Yeah, 0.0 bar, and then a 1 after that. That would be like a 0 that's more than 0, right?
Right. So after the end of time rolls around, you just write a 1.
You know what? Now I feel like Pease when he was talking to Philo about Kentucky. Except for I'm literally talking about nothing. It's 0.
There's a difference.
Live radio show talking about 0. You know, but we have a long, rich history of doing that here on Time for the Show.
Drop that hero sandwich and get with our Zero radio program. Here on Free Think Radio.
Yeah, take a music break, Fidd.
But one of the good things about being on Free Think Radio is we can play whatever we want and keep you listening with awesome music that if you haven't heard before, you should get into. And this one is the Youngblood Brass Band with a song called Round One. Check it out. for the show. Free Think Radio. I'm Fidd Chewley. That's Dr. Fox coming to you, HyperCube Laboratories, former Spanish Empire, 3 golden goddamn legs studios, and Sans Utah Peas. That was the Youngblood Brass Band with a song called Round One. They obviously rule the school.
They're real people. They're actual people. Not monsters like us.
And they live up to their name, other than there's percussion, but then other than that, it's all brass. And it's really interesting the way that they arrange the songs to make my ear clits wet.
You can't say ear clits on the radio.
Okay, I lost it to.
But you can say pipe.
Brass.
You might be able to say that. It depends on the context. You can say whatever you want as long as you sing it. It's only
dirty if it sounds dirty to you.
Poetic message. Well, the word tree sounds dirty to me. I don't like it when people say tree. So Christmas.
You don't like it when people say tree, huh?
Ugh.
Tree.
See, and that's all they see. That's what happens when you tell them.
Tree.
And they just ugh.
He's triggered now.
It's so funny. I can make somebody feel uncomfortable just by
they
saying
just want to
the word
hurt me,
tree.
Fidd. That's all they want to do.
Tree.
Just please stop.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Dr. Fox,
It won't.
Time for the Show was just voted as the most requested last meal by death row inmates. We did it!
The echo in my headphones make it sound like there's more people here than even the regular audience can hear. We did it.
Clap, 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 clap.
Whistling
clap,
sound.
Clap, 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 clap.
It's like a full second delay.
It is a delay.
It's nice. Let's
Only
us know where we stand.
Only the Whoopi Goldberg level Patreon subscribers hear the delay.
Yeah, you lucky goats.
So get on that Patreon. You know what the funny?
Yeah, send it in. Obviously, we're earning it. Gotta do it every week, but we're doing it.
We earned it. You gotta pay it.
You gotta. If you want this to stop, you gotta pay.
If you want it to keep going, you gotta pay.
If you want to keep us going until we stop, you gotta pay. You gotta pay now.
I'm detecting a pattern here.
Timeforthewebsite.com.
You may not stop the bleeding, but you'll at least help us, keep us from snorting caterpillars and doing a lot of other things that draw attention from the wrong people. It's up to you to keep us out of trouble. Do your
colors.
Yeah, idiots.
What
the
are you,
world will seem more
antisocial?
vibrant after you contribute.
What?
The world will seem more vibrant after you contribute to this program. Give us your cat.
Vibrant enough for me right now. My show crystals are wearing off.
Oh no, we gotta refill Fox's crystal tank, but we can't afford the crystals unless somebody contributes more money.
Bring me the crystals, kids. Bring me your parents' crystals.
If you subscribe at the $100 level at our Patreon, we will give you a cocaine spiral in the exact shape of the groove from the LP of Saturday Night Fever. That's pretty good.
It's honest. We're gonna do it.
Cosmac, you do 3D printing. Could you 3D print a line of cocaine in the exact shape of the groove of the LP of the Saturday Night Fever record?
Well, with enough contributions, anything is possible. We can, for the right amount, produce for you.
That is the right answer.
A literal hypercube made from a processed substance of your choice in a molecular suspension. This is the power that your cache holds. All you got to do is go to the website, click on that link, and put in your credit card or your bank information, and just do what feels right.
Molecular suspension is when, we make your compound.
Well, I know you
only
spent a lot of time in molecular suspension in school.
We promised to only use atoms that were bad students and could not be tolerated on school, such they had to be suspended.
Those molecules were a bad influence on the other molecules. They had to be separated. Snicker and fools.
That's okay, because no matter what we say on the show, all we have to do is guarantee it.
Is that well, it's easy to guarantee things, but for us to make that guarantee to you, you have to give us money.
If you listen to time for the show and don't like it, we'll guarantee that you don't like it. And that's our guarantee.
Well, you can pledge at one level and have us make a good show, or you could pledge at even higher level and have us make a terrible show. It's totally up to you, the listener.
Your level of involvement is our commitment to our level of involvement. And honestly, I think the less that we do, the better it usually is.
Well, my prostate is about to burst because we normally would have done the blind eye segment of the show at this point. But we were waiting for peas, and we're sans peas.
No peas.
And we still haven't done the blind eye segment, and I haven't gotten my release. You know what I mean? Dr. Fox, I know you're dripping at the tip. You're dripping at the tip because you haven't gotten your blind eye out yet.
11 of my tips are dripping. I could feel it.
All right, well, we got to do this now then.
Okay.
Yeah, and Dr. Cosmac.
I'm not familiar with this concept.
Well, the blind eye,
You see, we still get to explain it every week.
We get to explain it every week. It's the best 12 minutes of the show is where we explain what the blind eye segment is.
That bad, huh?
It's the best 12 minutes of the show. So, the blind eye segment is, we all take a turn saying who, if ISIS was attacking, if ISIS happened to fly a plane into this person, and you were the only one that could save them, you wouldn't. Now you're not calling for ISIS to attack them. You're not.
You're not a monster.
Yeah, you're not a monster.
Well, gee, fellas, this sounds a little bit like that old-fashioned stochastic terrorism to me. I'm not sure I can conscience such a thing.
He's a veteran.
It's teleca-terrorism. I don't know. But the point is,
terrorism.
You wouldn't help them. You don't want it to happen, but if it did, you wouldn't bail them out. Okay, so me and Dr. Fox will go first, and then you can do yours. This is who you're turning a blind eye, where they're reaching out to you. You're the only one that can help them. They're saying, please. They have that look in their eye. They know their life is on the line. And you're the only one that can help them. And you wouldn't do it. All right?
Okay? I think I get the concept.
All right,
Okay.
so
I'm having
who's
a
your
little
blind
trouble
eye,
with the ethic.
Fidd? Who's your blind eye, Fidd?
Well, it's almost impossible not to make peas my blind eye.
No, you can't do that.
It's almost
I was going to
impossible.
do that.
Oh, no!
But it's okay because peas is the thing that I hate the second most in the universe. And that's a established fact. But this week my blind eye is to toilet paper. I'm turning in a blind eye to toilet paper. It doesn't live up to what it promises. This is a tool that you're supposed to use to wipe your stool off of your ass. Okay, after you take a shit. Have you guys
Right.
heard of this stuff, toilet paper?
Yeah, I think I've used it once or twice.
Okay.
I've still got mine.
But the reason I'm turning a blind eye to toilet paper is because using dry paper to wipe shit off of your skin would be a bad idea in any other context other than defecation.
Well, all you have to do, sir, is take it up with the French. They have invented this wonderful device, you may have heard of it, whereby a stream of compressed water is held towards the anus, causing
full stream
ensuing
ahead,
cleanliness.
Bullseye.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
The
Toilet
miracle
paper
of modern
could-
technology. Hygiene.
Well, okay, let's say you're playing football and you get tackled, and your arm falls into a big piece of dog crap. Are you just gonna take a dry paper towel and just wipe the crap off of your arm?
Oh, of course not. What a preposterous notion.
You know what I
Of
mean?
course, you would take it and put it under running water to wash away
But
using
somehow
material.
the people that make toilet paper have convinced everybody that it is sufficient to, well, I don't know what you do. I take one square, I poke my finger through the middle, and then I stick my finger up my butt, and then I take my other hand and I wrap my fingers around the base, and then I pull my finger out while I hold the square of toilet paper in place, and it catches all the dingles, the doo-doos.
Is that how they taught you to do it in the Army when you were in training for World War II, Fidd? Because I've heard that's an Army of conserving toilets.
Oh no, that's how they taught me how to do it at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they're sharing the same playbook. I mean,
They had
small
a whole
children
song
and
about
enemy combatants are similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah. So anyway, toilet paper, fake
Totally
news.
overrated.
It's fake news. Dr. Fox, blind eye.
I was going to say peas.
Yeah, how could you not? How could you not say peas?
That's all I had. That's what I was going to give it.
What the hell happened with peas, man?
Web developers? I can't. Isn't Peas a web developer? Well, there you go. Web developers, you're all blind-eyed because of Peas. Cosmac, you got anybody? I'm just mad.
I haven't thought of anyone yet. I don't know if I can support that level. I mean, maybe. No.
They come
There was
to
that one-
to mind every once in a while.
There was that one
Finn and
guy.
I have found it when we're taking our morning fog walks together. That
Oh,
we
I know
bump
who.
into a
I know
couple
who
of
it would
people.
be. It's that guy that you see on all the posters and stuff. He has a stupid grin and he smokes a pipe. I think I would let that guy.
I'd burn that guy to the ground.
Janet Reno.
Hey, that's
That's
JR
it.
Janet
That's gotta be
Reno
it.
to you.
Hey, I just found out the other day that Wilford Brimley jokes are still funny. Did you know that?
Are you okay? What you got? You got a Wilford Brimley joke?
No, I don't. I don't got
Brim it
one.
up.
I saw one. So they're still relevant. It appeared on a I don't know, one of those things it manifested itself out of the ether when I peed on the burning bush. I was in a desert.
Hey, that's not funny. That was God.
Yeah, God's never funny.
Well, the Lord pisseth and the Lord pisseth away.
One thing God don't have is sense of
God should have known I was gonna piss on the burning bush. I mean, look, you're wandering the desert. A bush catches on fire in front of you. You're just, you're safety-oriented. Moses was a very safety-oriented person. He worked for OSHA.
Well, you don't want to let that desert burn down, right? I mean, a small fire could burn down an entire desert. That would be a real tragedy. People just don't think, you have to... It's like Smokey the Bear said.
Yeah, don't think.
Piss in one hand and start fires in the other, and what do you end up? Right?
Fires full of piss?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Huh.
No, we were talking about
We need some more piss fires around here.
Start forest fires with the other, and then you make an ass out of you and me.
With the correct diet, chimpanzees would be trained to piss gasoline.
Or peas. Peas can piss gasoline. That's why he's able to go so far.
Maybe too far.
Too far for his own good. Makes me sad. I'm the one that has to feel like a jerk here. Big old jerk, Dr. Fox. No, poor old Dr. Fox. Nope, nothing. They're glad that I gotta suffer. This is quality for them. This is that A game. My
this
tears
is the kind of
will drive
entertainment
this empire. As long as we have peas, we'll have a show. Because as long as I'm depressed, I'll show up. Hey, it's like they say, if you wake up depressed, you're still waking up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of quality programming that you just don't see on other networks. But we need your help to keep it going.
Yeah, I got a tote bag here. You can't have it. It's what I carry my groceries in. But, yeah, you can, maybe I could send you like a can of... Of course, you want to send them a can of peas, because that would be funny.
I could say, objectively speaking, that we have some of the more interesting Patreon rewards of anything that I've seen.
Yeah,
but I can't log into it.
Yeah.
Dr. Fox, what do we got in the Patreon department?
What do I got?
Oh, wait.
We read them out.
Wait, I don't need to log in.
We did that on the first hour.
Yeah, but nobody listens longer than 2 minutes. You know that.
Sure. It's just why don't you just go to timeforthewebsite.com and click Patreon?
You know what? I don't think so. I think instead I'm going to go to subgeniuses.com.
That's harder to spell.
But that'll actually take me to the same place. It's just more HyperCube. And we have the shocking footage that we referenced earlier is up now at HyperCube Laboratory. Time for the website subgeniuses.video/watch. And which will vindicate me from my stolen valor lawsuit.
Yeah, we're going to make some sweet money on that. Hallelujah. We need to send this to Creflo Dollar.
It's too dumb to fail.
Wow, I should have that tattooed across my forehead.
Yes, you should.
Don't worry, Fidd, your website will load eventually. All of the fun of browsing the internet without being able to see any of it. And now, a man will read a website into a microphone. Fidd, what you got?
Hold on, can they hear me browsing?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
They can hear you browsing.
I'm browsing really hard right now. I'm
really loud.
I am surfing www. But what we have here is the Patreon that is at the aforementioned website. Man. Oh, and you had to all put it on the side. The algae level, formerly known as associate listener. I think that's what it used to be, right?
I have no idea.
Associate listener.
I just collect the money. I don't know what's up there.
$4 rehydrated scab level. We have a secret stash of high-resolution photos of scab scrapes, cuts, and lacerations. And you too can have that for just $4 a month. That will mostly be spent on unspeakable acts, but we can't promise that all of the money that you donate will be spent on unspeakable acts.
We can promise that all the money will be spent. All of it will be spent.
Gloriously and quickly.
We already have a couple $5 Patreonies that get a fortune read from Peas and me reading a Bible verse from them. Of course, Peas
Yeah, and
is
Reverend
here.
Stang read one of those. So that was like a bonus deluxe.
The great APO Stacy got a Bible verse read by Reverend Stang for her $5 contribution. So
And if you
always
contribute
get
at
more.
the $64 level, I, Doktor Cosmac, will personally read your robot-generated I Ching fortune on the show. At
For
the
$9.11,
$64.
what's that? The potassium level. Dr. Fox will give you a autographed self-portrait of Muhammad that he drew. It's okay that he
How much
drew
do you
it
have to give to get a booger from one of the hosts?
It's a self-portrait of the booger of Muhammad. We're not going to give that away at that price.
No,
Come
not
on.
the sacred book. No, not the sacred booger of Muhammad. I mean a booger from one of our wonderful hosts.
To get a booger.
What about?
As guy in charge of the mail.
Well, because I know our listeners are going to want to know that.
I mean, it's going to be at least probably on that $75 tier.
Well, I can't speak for Dr. Fox
They're all
or
prominent
Peas,
nose
but when it comes to my boogers, it's really a buyer's market, and with the cost of shipping, it ends up being financially insoluble, especially in water.
Our fine audience has more nose pickers than any other radio show on the entire internet ever.
Are you sure about that?
I've done the math. We've done the market research. We know what
Can't
the
say
people
he's
want.
done it if he hasn't done it.
And it's boogers.
Cool Ranch level, $20. Profit drawing. If you donate $20,
You can't hear anything if you talk into it like that. It doesn't hear it. I know you hear it, but you also hear things without your headphones.
I don't know where the speaker is. All I can tell you is if you give $20 to Time for the Show, we will guarantee that every time you flip a coin, it will land on heads. And that's a legally binding guarantee.
We're gonna get shut down.
How can you shut down that which is already to the bottom, Dr. Fox? That's
Pretty
what
easy.
they
I
call.
just click in show.
That's what they call Plato's sphincter. It's a philosophical dilemma that goes back through the ages. Oh, that's what it is. It's on the wrong side.
We're all figuring out how to do the show live on the show.
It's
Are you
not
having
a
good
show.
Time? Are you having a good time learning the show?
It's not a show. I'm monitoring the joke progress. This is it's Time for the Show on Freethink Radio, which is a 2-hour production meeting where we attempt to come up with one funny tweet. And so far, the jokeometer is at about 75%.
Do we have our joke? Have we been building the joke?
Yeah, it's coming through. I just have to look at the waveform and say the word enhance about 75 more times. And when I look at the waveform of the joke and say enhance about 75 more times, we'll put it through the audience simulator.
Run it through the Echoplex.
And it's going to come out battle hardened. Ready to go.
I'm
reverse
ready.
it, invert it, and then reverse it again.
We haven't failed yet.
We've got
after
5
week.
minutes.
Week after week, we've been able to do it. And
We're going to auto-tune it all the way up, and then auto-tune it all the way back. And then it'll sound perfect.
Okay, I guess it's the end of the show. We better take callers. We usually take callers. Let's take those callers.
Let me take my collar off. It's getting kind of hot.
This is the town hall meeting portion of the show, where you get to tell us how racist we are.
Yep, looks like so go ahead. You have 10 seconds. How racist are we?
And that's what happens. See, it's free think radio, not free speak radio. People, they say free think radio. We get them on the show, and then they just think their questions to us. Who's in here?
Yes, but we do not yet have the telepathic receiving device. So please do speak up.
Bob showed up, but then he blew up.
Hello, can anybody hear me?
There he is.
Louder.
He said hello. Don't say hello.
Hello on the radio.
Go!
Ladies and gentlemen, that's time for the show. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.